Barbara Dowse, certified law of attraction coach, motivational speaker, and author. I motivate people to change their lives using quantum physics, the power of intention, and daily affirmations. I truly believe that it's everyone's birthright to live in their joy and well-being. As someone who saw the cup half empty most of the time, I grew more and more cynical about life as I experienced one disappointment after another. I didn't know how to change. But once I learned more about releasing limiting beliefs and replacing negative thoughts with positive thoughts, my life improved on a deep core level. Did you know that the subconscious mind doesn't have the ability to rationalize? It accepts your thoughts as truth. Did you know that just thinking a positive thought is not enough to change your negative patterns and self-sabotaging behavior? Because it takes 21 days to change a habit, 30 days to change the neural pathways in your brain, and 40 days for transformation. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for joining me here on the call and taking the time to invest in yourself. I know that it takes a strong desire to change and a willingness to do it, and I can vouch for that. 6 years ago, I lost my husband of 28 years, the love of my life. He was diagnosed with 4th stage lung cancer and gone 3 weeks later. Then I found my mother-in-law dead in her apartment, lost my father to lung cancer a year later, a best friend, and then my brother-in-law had a skydiving accident and his parachute didn't open. So the support that I wanted for my loved ones was not there for me. They were disappearing. And I sunk into a very, very dark night, a very deep depression, not knowing any way out. But I discovered the power of intention and the power of affirmations and the willingness to not be miserable anymore helped me to create change, helped me to move forward, and helped me to see that my thoughts were what I could control. So I developed a personal affirmation and created a line of affirmation vessels to hold my affirmation. I have a sterling silver line of affirmation vessels called soul notes. They're for love, self-love, healing, grief healing, empowerment, serenity, and abundance. And my personal affirmation, when I created it for myself, something inside of me shifted. And I'd like to share with you how affirmations can really change your thoughts, to change your beliefs, to change your life. Because it takes a belief to be transformed into a new belief, to inspired action to create change in your life. When I first created my personal affirmation, I realized how much I was judging others for my own gain. I realized that the judgments of what was right or who was wrong kept me in a pattern of separation, and not only from others, but from myself. And I felt the deepest understanding that my judgments of others, or judgment of situations, or judgment of circumstances, injustices, they were all just a reflection of the judgments I had toward myself. You ever feel like you're your own worst enemy? Well, that's the power of a negative mind. And to practice positive thinking and positive thought sometimes can be very complicated and challenging, to say the least. I had been a theater director for 25 years, and I'd spent most of my life analyzing people and characters, actors, character traits, beliefs, decorum, socioeconomic background, people's strengths and weaknesses. And I prided myself on how insightful I was, how good I was at dissecting someone's personality, feeling someone's energy, knowing where they belonged, when I placed them into a category called character. Well, I had been trained well to analyze and criticize, but it kept me separate. It kept me separate from closer relationships and closeness to myself. And I wanted to be taken seriously for my leadership. And I believed that if I got close to someone, really close, they would take advantage of me and expect me to hire them. And even as a teacher, I was the know-it-all who had the information to make someone better, stronger, and wiser. It was my power. It was my secondary gain. What I want to share with you is that I've come to realize that it was a false sense of power. My choice to separate from myself from others just led me down a dark, deep hole, and I grew more and more self-conscious. My guiding others to their happiness so that I could feel in control and feel that I didn't need help was my way to feel important, to feel accepted, to feel loved. I wanted approval from everyone, so I went out of my way to take care of everyone. And I've learned I detached from my true self. And I judged myself as weak if I needed help. I was embarrassed, ashamed, or humiliated if I wasn't right. I didn't want to feel stupid. I didn't want people to know that I didn't know it all. I didn't want advice from anyone. And when I lost my husband of 28 years, I truly lost myself. And I realized I didn't know myself and I didn't know how to love myself. And my journey these past 6 years has been to connect with myself, but mostly to love myself. To really learn on a deeper core level how to love myself. And there are techniques and processes and tools to help you get in touch with the side that needs love, the side of you that needs love. And here's what I've come to understand. That I was powerless until I realized I could control my thoughts. And I was coming from fear instead of coming from love. And if you come from fear, your position is one of being a victim. If you come from love, you're in a position, excuse me, of power. And for every subject, there are two subjects. Think about that. For every subject, there are two subjects, the having of it and the lack of having it. So in my journey to self-value and self-love, I practice daily an affirmation that transformed my life. Because affirmations are a tool to the subconscious mind. And when you keep planting the positive thought, it starts to replace the negative thought. Negative thoughts do not go away. It's what you do with them that matters. But it also takes a little investigating to know what your limiting beliefs may be. And a belief is just a thought that you have over and over again. And you can create a new belief by having that thought over and over again. And when you start doing that, it helps to change the neural pathways to your brain, and this is the effect you want. You want to change your habits. You want to change the negative tendency of your mind. You want to grow into the positive consciousness that is available to you, to the mindfulness, to the power of allowing your feelings to guide you to understand and love yourself. Your feelings are your guidance system, and they are a way to shift your thoughts, which shift your beliefs, which then can help you to inspired action. And no amount of working at something over and over again, getting the same result, is going to change anything until you change your belief system, until you change the energy attached to your desire. And it takes practice. I want to encourage you. To find some positive words for yourself and practice it daily. Talk to yourself. Tell your negative voice to go away. Talk to your negative voice, the little voice, and say, "Thank you for serving me. I hear you, but you're no longer serving me. Thank you." Stop it or delete are other ways to express that you no longer want to hear the negative mind giving you feedback anymore, and keep the pattern going up consistently. NASA did an experiment with astronauts where they had the astronauts wear goggles that forced them to see upside down, and they wore these goggles consistently, and they discovered that after 30 days, they saw right side up again. These goggles were placed on them to force them to see upside down, but after 30 days, they saw right side up again. And what they discovered was that the neural pathways to the brain had actually shifted. And this is what you want to do. You want to do something consistently and consecutively until